Okay, well, it looks like somebody's calling the studio. Who's on the line?
It's Mark Tremonti. How you doing?
Mark Tremonti from Creed?
Yes, sir.
Oh, my God. Thank you so much for calling Fairfield, Iowa and beyond on solar-powered Crew FM. All right, I'll throw it out there. I know you're on tour. So what's going on lately with your tour? Can you tell us a little about it?
Yeah, we started, this is going to be our fourth show tonight. We're here in Connecticut, and it runs through September. We're trying to get a single out at the same time, so it's being recorded right now, and hopefully we'll finish it up in the next couple weeks. And that's about it going on in Creed World.
Mark, what's going on as far as the new single? What's that about?
I spent about a month before the tour started putting ideas together to try and get a single on the radio to, just to get some attention on the tour. And it's just, with Scott having his new baby and us all being a part, it was hard to really get it recorded. So we had to wait until we were doing rehearsals for the tour to get it started. And all we have to do now is finish up the vocals and get it out here hopefully this month.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, I guess it gets to be hard sometimes because everybody's got families and everybody's got their own private lives to sort of get together and do that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's tough. We all have kids now and live in different cities, and, when we get together, it's all about work.
Yeah. Well, we are talking with Mark Tremonti from Creed, guitarist and vocalist extraordinaire, and I wanted to ask you a couple of questions basically about last year's record, Full Circle, right?
Yes.
Full Circle, it seems like that album is still pretty much rolling on, even though it was released last year. And this was a reunion album for you guys. How did it feel getting back together with the other guys, and what was that like? What was the impetus for that?
It was good. We got together just to put a tour together and see if we could, just talk and all get along and go out there, and things went well. Nobody brought up the past, and after a few meetings, we decided that it would be best to put out a record to accompany the tour. And the only problem with it is it only gave us 3 months to write and record a record, so it was quite the fire drill, and we got it done in time, and I think the record came out during that tour, and came out the way we wanted it.
Yeah, now you're, you guys have been a very strong touring band, both before your rest period, we'll call it, and now. But you also have fit in some fine side projects. There's Altered Bridge. There's also, you worked with a lot of people like Larry the Cable Guy.
Yeah, years ago. We had become friends a long time ago before his career started really taking off, and we joked about getting together and doing a song, and he called me up one day and said that he actually wanted to do it, and sang me his idea, and I went and recorded my guitar lines that day, and the record went gold. It might be platinum by now, who knows?
Larry the Cable Guy, what were you, when you listened to, were you a fan of his humor?
Oh, I was a fan of his before anything really happened. He was just doing radio commercials for a truck shop in Orlando, and they were the funniest thing on the air.
You guys had a few huge records. I mean, you had Higher, you have My Sacrifice, One Last Breath, and then you had 2 #1 albums, Human Clay and Weathered. When you have that kind of success, what kind of an effect does that have as far as creativity within the band or other types of things? Like, you're now you've gone from being a Tallahassee, a bunch of pals getting together, being a great band, to being a really over-the-top successful band. How does that play out as that happens?
I always just kind of keep my head down and stay focused on just writing and not let external things really affect it. I just try and keep to myself and not really keep track of the business side of things too terribly much, because it can distract you a little bit. So I've always just kind of kept my head down and kept on going.
Nice. In addition to your hits, you've also had a lot of, you've had songs in movies, you've had songs on, various things. And one of my favorites is I'm 18, that was on the Faculty soundtrack. It was a pre-Frodo Elijah Wood, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah, that was fun. It's always a good challenge to get in there, and usually we don't have these songs practiced. We just have, a choice of songs that we can cover, and we just go in there and we try and learn it that day. And I think it came out. It's always a fun process. We did the same thing with Riders on the Storm with for the Doors, and
Yeah.
sometimes it's a challenge, but it's a good time.
Yeah, very nice. Do me a favor. Let's talk about the side projects again. Can you catch us up on Altered Bridge?
Yeah, we just mastered our third record about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and we plan on releasing the record before we go on tour, starting October 16th over in Europe, and we'll be touring through December, and then Miles is out with Slash in January and February, so we won't hit the stage probably until March of next year with Alter Bridge. But like I said, in Europe from October through December.
Well, that means Amazon.com is going to be busy.
Yeah.
Hey, just from the context of being a very successful band, and and also because you are in the position to mentor, I imagine at this point. I'm going to ask you what advice you have for new artists. But before I go there, are there any acts that you're taking on the road on this new tour that you're sort of sponsoring, or mentoring on the road?
No, I mean, all the bands that are out with us are pretty well-developed bands. I think, Theft, the first band, is being helped by MTV. I think they're one of the first bands that have really been pretty much, I don't know if they're managed or sponsored, but MTV's really taken them under their wing, and they're a great band. They're good guys as well, and the Red and Skillet are also out with us, and they're two very developed acts. When you see their show, it looks like they've been at it for years. They're two great bands. So it's there's no mentoring any of these guys. They're all very professional.
Nice. All right, for people to get information about the tour, at least on the air, because for Huffington Post, I can definitely do a cut and paste and put your tour schedule up there.
Okay.
But for Fairfield, Iowa listeners and beyond, where are you heading? What are some of the spots?
Oh gosh, we're all over the place. We'll hit all the big cities in the Northeast. We don't go any farther west than Texas. We'll miss out on hitting Seattle and LA and all the good West Coast cities, but mainly the Northeast on this tour.
Okay, and where can people go to find information on your tour? Online.
Go to Creed.com. We're also giving away a motorcycle. You can go to Creed2010.com and register for free to win this motorcycle that Orphan has built, and there'll probably be dates on there as well. I think Creed.com probably be the best place to go.
Very, very cool. And one last thing, and then I'm at that question now. What advice do you have for new artists or people that are coming on the scene right now that want to follow in the steps of Creed?
I would just say keep focused on the music. At the end of the day, that's where all of the power to succeed lies, is in a good song. I think good representation and good music. Find a good manager and work hard on songs.
Very nice. Well, I appreciate your visiting Fairfield, Iowa on solar-powered Crew FM. You're listening to Mike Ragonius 2.0, and this is Mark Tremonti, who has given us some cool advice for new artists, and who has talked about new Creed adventures as well as solo and side projects. Thank you again for coming by, and please feel free to come again.
Thank you.
All right. Well, thanks a lot.